Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from your place of chill. That is the Coffee Company live on Tottenham on Tour. I am here today with Mr. Daigle. Of course, we've not got a lot to talk about, have we, Brian? But we've got a game coming up on Sunday against Leicester City, which you've all seen from the thumbnail. We've got news that Pierre-Emile Højbjerg has almost got to Atletico Madrid, apparently. So we'll be talking all that. Are you ready to go, Brian?
I am ready to go, my brother.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's play that little theme.
Tottenham on tour.
Yes, it's here on Tottenham on Tour. It's your daily dose of absolute nonsense. But Brian and I have just been, I don't know, doing nothing, I guess. But it's another day of Tottenham Hotspur not signing a centre-back, which you've seen from the meme-covered thumbnail of that guy holding the sign. Still no centre-backs. It's absolutely madness. But before we get talking on some of the rumours that just popped up on my phone, let's see who's in the chat. We've got Jose. We got Jose. Big up, Jose. Hopefully you're doing well. We got Adiz Ahmed. He's saying, apparently we lead in the race to sign Gleison Bremer from Juventus. I'm going to star that, and then we can talk about that, because that is something you might want to talk about. We've got Jimbo.
Yeah, give your questions in, people, as well.
Top-notch Jimbo. Hopefully you're having a great day. And the lovely Kate. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. Rooty too. We got James. Big up, James. Well, sir. Danny Glover. Still big up, Gundam Wing. Big up. We've got Lee Smith. Big up, big up. And Daryl saying, no messy talk, please.
I can guarantee there won't be.
Mr. Sava's conversation he just had there. Danji, big up, lads. We got Hard God and Carl. Phil P. Not Phil P. Philly, a member of the Phil Army. Big up, big up. Napoli show. That's another one we can talk about. Everyone's giving us conversation today.
There you go.
We got Bill, big up, lads.
Big up, Bill.
Fields, it is. Chip Kapowski, hello. I'm going to start on Pierre-Emile Højbjerg because it's fresh in my brain, because it's literally just popped up on my phone from Give Me Sport. That's not a good source, I think. It's, how do I rank that on the source level? I think that's probably little ketchup for sources. We rate things by actual sources. I need some Heinz tomato ketchup as my source. But apparently Tottenham are drawing up Douglas Luiz and Conor Gallagher to be our replacements for Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, who looks like he's going to Atletico Madrid. Why aren't we signing defenders, Brian, for that money? £45 million. That's tap sober right there. That is tap sober. It's bonkers, isn't it?
It is. Listen, let's face it. When it comes to Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, I don't think it matters what level the source is. It looks like this is going to happen.
Yeah. This
deal looks like it's going through. And to tell you the truth, if you're thinking about a manager that's going to get what they want out of Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, don't look no further than Diego Simeone.
Yeah, it's done.
It is the perfect place for him to go. Yeah. If you look at our midfield, which is overcrowded at the moment already, he's the one that will bring in the most money. Apart from Bentancur, obviously he's going nowhere. He's injured. We don't want to get rid of him. And Basuma, obviously. But the ones that could go, big up my brother. Wayne, I'm going to give you a call this evening, brother. I'll give you a call later on. But yeah, I think Højbjerg is the one that can create or command the biggest fee.
Yeah.
What we do with it, and Joe, what, like you said, we're looking at Conor Gallagher. Who was the other one you said? I do know it, but I forgot.
From Aston Villa.
Yeah. So we're looking at this, and I've been saying it for 3 years. Defenders, we need defenders. Yeah. If you look at that team, Papa Matassar, who's been rumoured to go out on loan.
Yeah.
Don't want him to go on loan. He can do the job. There's other areas of the field that need to be done. Do I rate Conor Gallagher as a player? Yes, I do. Do I rate Conor Gallagher at £50 million? No, I most certainly do not. So I've said this, and I'll go on saying it. All these rumours with players we're getting, if they're not central defenders, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. We can't do this again where we go into another window, or another window closes, another season begins, and the fundamental problems we have, again, aren't addressed. So like we said, the Højbjerg thing. As much as I think he's been a good servant to Spurs, as much as I do like him, he tailed off at the end of last season. Yeah. And I said before, we're too sentimental as a fan base. If you can get an upgrade on a player and get good money for them, bye-bye. Don't care who you are. Goodbye. If you can upgrade a player, then you do it. If you have the opportunity, and we'll see if it happens.
I mean, I don't even know if Douglas Luiz is an upgrade on a Højbjerg, and will Aston Villa sell to us? Because they finished above us last year. Why would he firstly take a step down at this moment in time instead of playing in Europe and not playing Europe? Is he an improvement over Højbjerg, Douglas Luiz? I'm not totally sure. Maybe for this system. But I don't see that being a massive improvement. I think there are. I'm trying to think of names because my mind has gone absolutely blank. I don't think Conor Gallagher isn't an upgrade on Højbjerg. He's as much as he probably is a cardio merchant. Does he fit in this system?
I think Conor Gallagher has a bigger ceiling. I think Conor Gallagher has a bigger ceiling and potential than where Pierre-Emile Højbjerg is right now. Yeah. And that's me speaking as a Pierre-Emile Højbjerg fan. But do I think he's £50 million?
Yeah. No.
Hell no.
No.
Hell no. And like I said, it doesn't. We need defenders. Very good. You shore up the midfield.
Yeah.
I don't know if people saw the picture, but a guy called Steve. I'll get the picture up. A guy called Steve Singh on Twitter posted a bit. It's a brilliant picture. I'll get it up 1 second. Let me just find where I put it. Bloody hell, where was it? Let's see if I can find it. I will find it. Give me 2 seconds. I will find it.
Buffering. But yeah, whilst you're looking for that, Brian, we're going to talk about a comment that Adiz made and about Gleison.
Got it.
Bloody hell, Brian.
Right. I don't know if people can see that picture. Basically, it's a picture of a car and it says, wait, let me just get rid of that.
That's Tottenham.
And it says, defence the old banger, midfield the suburban car, and the attack is like a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And that's where we are. That's where we are at the moment. And until we fix the old banger, it doesn't matter what we do.
We're dragging along at the back. But speaking of which, Adiz has said apparently we're leading the race to sign Gleison Bremer from Juventus. I like Gleison Bremer as a player, but there is a fundamental problem. He plays in a back three. At Torino, he played in a back three. At Juventus, he plays in a back three. This is not a. We need a left-footed centre-back that plays in a back four. So the two players you are. Besides Tapsoba, because he's right-footed, but he plays at the left of centre-back. But he plays on the left. And Van der Ven also. We need left-footed players that play in a back four. For me, Bremer does not suit this system. He's a very good defender. And he would suit Romero if they were playing in a back three. If you were playing the Conte system, you had Bremer in the centre and Romero as the right centre-back. That would be quality. Then you put someone to the left of them. For me, this does not make sense for us to sign Gleison Bremer. For me, I don't know what you think, Brian.
Let's just say this is lazy journalism at its highest. Yes, he's leaving Juventus. The amount of races we're always leading, but never finish up winning. We are struggling to put money down for Tapsoba and Van der Ven.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you think we're going to spend more than both of them.
Yeah.
All of a sudden on Bremer. Yeah. It's not going to happen. It's like when people say Laporte. Yeah. I love Laporte. Laporte would revolutionise our defence.
Laporte would
be like bang,
if Laporte came in, done. Captain, done.
Yeah, done. It's done. But these players aren't going to come. As much as I would love Bremer to come, as much as he's potentially a great player, like you said, the back three is his preferred or is better.
Better system
formation to play in,
probably,
and we're just not going to pay the money for it.
Yeah,
we're not unless a certain striker is going and a big windfall is coming in.
Yeah,
and they're going to do it, but I just can't see it. I really rate him as a defender, but I don't see it. I think it's lazy journalism.
Yeah, it certainly is. Lewis is saying we'll probably get one more centre-back alongside with Phillips. Disgrace of a... I agree with him. As much as I quite like the look of this Phillips kid, I've not seen too much, but know people that have talked him up. That is one for the future. And we need 2 centre-backs now. 2 quality centre-backs is the difference between finish us top 8 and top 4. We have 2 quality defenders and a decent midfielder in front of them. We're going for a top 3, top 4 race, I think, with our firepower, especially if Caden stays. So it makes no sense.
Like I said when we were on Perches yesterday, Phillips is a good bit of business. It will be a very smart piece of business. And like I said, if we'd done this the other way and got Van der Ven and Tapsoba or one of those 2 in the door, and then announced Phillips, it will be greeted a lot more warmly than it has right now. Because we lost to West Ham and we showed our defensive frailties, and now all of a sudden, out of the thin air, plucked Blackburn, who, funnily enough, are in financial trouble. So we swooped.
It's a club we could easily buy from because they might.
It all lines up for the obvious. Oh, it's a Levy, whatever. But we've said that we're bringing nothing through our youth academy, that nothing's come or no young players are coming through. This guy's got potential. He has got a lot of potential. Put it this way: if we had to start a defender against Brentford out of these 2, and it was like I had the choice, Ashley Phillips from Blackburn or Clement Longley from Barcelona.
Ashley Phillips.
I am choosing Ashley Phillips every single time. Every single time. So, like I said yesterday as well, we got to remember, we can't be saying we want to do what people like Brighton and other teams have done, and Leicester did in the past by finding talent that nobody knows about and unearthing these absolute quality gems. And we want to see that and go down this data and analytical way. And then when we start doing it, go, he's so cheap. He's so this, it's so that. Listen, this kind of signing does not detract where I stand and you stand on a certain subject.
Yeah.
But we can see where it goes. And Lewis just said, I don't really think throwing Phillips in the deep end is good. No, I agree. Lewis, I completely agree with you, buddy. I completely agree with you. But I'm saying I would rather him than Longley any day of the week. And the one thing that I do like about this, if we can do this right, if they get them playing regularly, whether it be behind closed door games or what reserve games, whatever they're called now, in the other league they play in, if him and Dorrington can strike up a partnership, a solid partnership for a couple of years, whatever, that could be your defensive partnership for the next XYZ amount of years.
Yeah, Dorrington looks like class on the back waiting to happen.
Exactly.
This is I don't know if you're just slying us, but I don't know. Whatever you want, Lynch.
You're going to be missed, Lynch. I'm missing you already.
Missing you already. We're going to go to another comment that I have starred from Marusi to. Napoli are giving up their attempt to sign Lo Celso. Well done, Mr. Levy. Well done. Well done.
How do you feel about it, Ben?
I want Lo Celso out the door. He looked good in pre-season, but so far, but it's just like he's had 4 years to prove himself. He's had 4 years. Get him gone. Get him back to La Liga. Get the money in for him. Reinvest. Fresh team. Fresh. I don't know what you think, Brian, before we answer this super chat that we've got to answer.
Well, first of all, thank you very much, Andrew, buddy. And let's use that opportunity to say as well, please don't forget we're on the race to 6,000. Let's smash those likes and get subscribers up. We are going to be back regular now. Ben's got this show going on. Obviously, I started a new show, which has been very well received with Johnny Anger Management, with him doing the naming rights. You got the naming rights done quicker than we did the stadium, buddy. But yeah, so Lo Celso, you know what? He's had 4 years. You say he's had 4. I'm going to disagree with you. You say he's had 4 years. He's had 3 of those with the managers that play defensive football. Don't get me wrong. His attitude, his injuries, his performances have not been what we expect. Have not. And we all know that he had words with Conte, or they disagreed and didn't get on with each other. Not saying he's the answer. Not saying that, oh my God, all is forgiven. But I was very impressed with what I saw. Yes, it's West Ham. Yes, it's one game. Yes, it's 45 minutes of football. But if that is what he's capable of doing and what we're going to see, then he may be able to do something. And there we go. You know what I mean? Again, if we get these people out Then you start thinking maybe we're going to look for replacements, but we don't need them. The money, everything needs to go on centre backs.
Yeah. Everything needs to go on centre backs.
So if it's keeping hold of him, so we don't get replacements, and all right, money will come in, whatever. I think the Celso staying or going isn't a bigger problem or bigger issue as two defenders coming in.
Centre backs are the issue. But let's answer this super chat from Mr. Andrew Gregory. Thank you so much for this.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you so much. It really helps us out a lot. He's saying, good to see you. Tottenham on tour back regularly. And we're going to be more, now that I have the keys of the kingdom.
He has the power.
You're going to see a lot more of the place of chill, but maybe talking about football and not hearing a toxic emote every time someone mentions football. But we're going to be back.
You passed your probation, Ben. We've given you the keys.
You've given us the keys. It only took 2 years. I don't know how long.
And I forgot to say when we said this as well, one of our favourite shows, one of the shows I love doing, the return of the Spurs review and the Tottenham Chronicle
coming back soon. Yeah,
will be back from the Barcelona game onwards. Every single Sunday that will be released Sunday morning for you to wake up to.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a couple of questions. One from El Tel Coquerel, otherwise known as Jose. We need to sell players for fees. How many do you think will leave for fees? How much money will we raise from these sales? I think we'll sell Højbjerg for 35 million. Personally, I don't even know who else we can sell. But Højbjerg is going to go for 35 million. I think we can get 20 million for Ndombele if Napoli come back in for him and Ange has his rule over him. And because the offer hasn't been rejected, I think, or it might have been. But I think we can get 20 million for Ndombele. I think we can get 10 million for Sanchez. I think we can get rid of Tanganga for 15 million quid. And yet, I'm sorry, Mr. Graham, our good friend Graham, I don't like Tanganga as a footballer. I think he's poor technically. I'd get him out the door for 15 million quid for the English tax. I think we can make at least 80 million on player sales. Personally,
you say that, Ben. You've got to remember as well. It started off from what we heard with Davinson Sanchez that Galatasaray, I think it was, came in with 9 million, and a certain person wanted 15 million.
Yeah.
So it's all well and good. I mean, obviously, I think players will get out the door. They will be coming. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, sorry. Yeah. I think him and Sanchez are pretty much they're out. They're gone. They're done. Hugo's obviously going. Whether we get a fee for him or Spurs say, listen, off you go. Thanks for your service. We're going to just rip up your contract and let you do what you want to do as a thank you for your service.
Yeah.
So that one's up for debate. I expect to see a lot of loan players going out, actually. I think what will happen is if we don't pay these fees or get these fees paid, I think we'll see a lot of loans go out again. But you got to remember, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg will bring in big money, or the largest amount of money. You've also got to remember, right now, there could be a huge windfall coming in if a certain player leaves. And listen, that debate, I don't want to get into Harry Kane because I'm bored of it, but
absolutely.
I think money will be coming in. It's just do we drag these transfers out to try and get more money because of a certain person, or we get the offers and Ange accepts them and we go from there.
Brilliant stuff. We got another super chat from Jimbo. Big up, Jim and Kate. Big up. He's saying, sorry, it's not more, but love and support. You don't need to give us tons of money. We don't have to. It's totally optional. But thank you so much for the super. Every pound towards Tottenham on Tour helps us out a lot to get this stream up and running, to not to get guests on because most of us run on for free, but to pay for StreamYard and the systems we use and the music we create. But thank you so much, Jim. It really helps us out a lot.
And I have to say, with us, we'll have a disclaimer. Like unlike our chairman, every single penny of this does go back into the channel. We don't say every single penny goes back into the club.
And we get our naming rights done quickly. But just as a funny comment, because Jim put a super chat in, if Clement Longley signs, I will jump off my roof. Glad I live in a bungalow.
Jim, put it this way: if I'm going to throw it out to everyone, if Clement Longley signs, Tottenham on Tour will be live at the second it says on Sky Sport News, Spurs confirm Longley signs for Tottenham. Within a minute, Tottenham on Tour will be live, and it is just going to be rant central. So it's going to be a bit of detox and therapy. So everyone can come on and join us. It'll be like a prison riot, a virtual prison riot, if it happens.
Who's going to be angrier if we sign Clement Longgap? Is it going to be you or is it going to be me? Because I've made my thoughts on Clement Longley very, very clear.
Do you know, when it happens, you and me will go live, and we'll do it like court. We'll have our opening statements.
Yeah.
We'll give our stat, and then we'll let the viewers decide who's angrier.
Yeah. It's going to be absolutely mental. Philly from the Philly has said, would you sell Kane if it meant Levy and Enoch have no excuse for not fixing the defence? I still don't think we're going to buy defenders in. Otherwise, we would have done it by now.
I think, and I said this, I can't remember what show I was on. I can't remember. It might have even been ours. If we were to do a Liverpool and sell Coutinho and they fixed the two areas that were absolutely essential for them. Yeah. If, and these are all ifs, buts, and maybes, isn't it? Yeah. If we sell Kane, but then went out and got two elite defenders, got a Bremer, and didn't buy a striker, and didn't buy another striker till January, or use the season to, then I'll be fine. Because with Richarlison, not saying he's going to
move Sonny into the number 9 position, you put Manuel Solomon on the left, and then you have whoever tickles your fancy on the right, and that's a very mobile scoring team. You might not get the 30 goals a year, but there's goals there.
Well, mate, the thing is as well, Richarlison does. Not saying he's going to score 30 goals. Not saying I don't believe that for a second. Yeah. But his pressing and everything, and with this team, with like I said, Solomons and Madisons and whatever, do I think he could score more than he ever did at Everton and Watford, respectively? Yeah, possibly. We don't know with the different style of play.
He learns how to keep on side, Brian.
But Jermaine Defoe's at the club, so don't go get hints from him because that guy never knew how to stay on side either. But
he makes Jermaine Defoe's offside record look.
What I will say with Phillies as well is, to tell you the truth, brother, they have no excuse not to fix it this season with or without Kane going. They have no excuse. But I know where you're coming from, my man. I know where you're coming from.
Absolutely. Lewis, this is a quick one. But
listen. I do what now. I saw it and I started. And I'll let other people know. So I came back here in November, and my plan was to go back May the 23rd.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm still here. The reason I'm over here is there were certain things happening in Canada with my living situation. Everything's fine with me and my wife. Everything's absolutely hunky dory with me and my wife. But let's just say things weren't going well in the building that we lived in. Certain things were going on.
Yeah.
And my struggles with alcohol and anger and violence were being pushed to the limit. So it's like, right, I need to come back here, work my ass off, send all my money back to my wife so me and her can get out of the building we lived in, and it's easier for me to earn money over here. So I am going back. I am back on a plane on October the 2nd, and believe me, I cannot wait.
I'm going to scream at you, and I'm going to throw you on the nearest Air Canada plane, like in a box, and I'm going to put a on your face. Next stop, Canada. I'm just going, and me, Rez, Nick, all the people above. We're just going to throw you on the plane, close the door, and go.
Mate, you won't need to do that, mate. I am running to the airport because I've said once I've gone
away from us.
Once I've gone, the next time I plan to come back to England, unless there's a major thing that I need to come back for, will be my nephew's bar mitzvahs in 2025. Yeah. People want to come and see me, they can come over to Toronto or come and visit the Scotland Yard. My life, honestly, being here this long has made me realise, apart from family and friends, I don't want to be in this country. And it just makes me remember how fucking brilliant my life is in Canada.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have been here a little while, Lewis, and I cannot wait to get out of here. Basically, I'm having my own I'm a celebrity, get me out of here.
Yeah.
Not a celebrity bar. I'm a Torontonian, get me out of here is what I'm going to call my show.
You're a Tottenhamontourian, get me
out
of here.
There you go.
XX Toka Boka is asking, how much transfer budget do you need to fix the defence, and how much do you think Levy will allow? I think to fix this defence, 80 million. 80 million's fine. 45 for Tap Sober and 45 for Van der Ven. Bish, bash, bosh, done.
That's
that
90 mil. Plus, you're going to get money.
90 mil. 90
well,
mil.
You say 90 mil, then you bring in the Højbjerg money.
Yeah.
Then you bring in the Davinson Sanchez money, like we did with Maddison and Winks, 40 million, and then get 10 million back for kind of like what we did with Højbjerg and Kyle Walker-Peters. Kind of the money will come back in and replenish itself.
Yeah.
You look at the right back. You look at the right back situation. Buy right, buy once, buy cheap, buy twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. We've now got to the point where it just needs fixing. It just needs fixing.
Yeah, it's so easy. It's so easy just to comprehend getting some players that just sell Dyer for 5 million quid. You can sell Dyer for 5 million quid, even if it's to Portugal, where he's a homegrown player. He would have the Portuguese tax because he would be a homegrown in Portugal. You could easily get 5 million for Dyer if he slapped it on his head. Get him out the door. We got Phil P in the house going, woo! Big up Phil P. We've got this guy, Bobby the Greek, Coy's boys from across the pond. Great stuff. Dyer nearly got bashed up by a kangaroo on the golf course. Big up kangaroo. If we sign Longley or Longshot, I'll smash my laptop and my phone and punch leave. We don't, what's it called? We don't condone violence. Violence is not an acceptable thing on Tottenham on Tour, but I get your point.
I agree with him.
Apparently 50% of Tottenham on Tour on this current stream don't violence. Financially, it makes sense for Levy to pay Tapso and Van der Ven, perhaps to get European football, some sort of money and stuff. Absolutely. It's so easy. James is saying, yeah, I'll help you drag him myself. Absolutely.
No dragging required. No dragging required.
Absolutely. Brian, I'll hold you to that. Absolutely. We're dragging him up the road. If we sign, yeah, there we go. We've done that one. Big up, Mr. Cousins. The sheriff is in the house. How'd you get the smoke coming out your left nostril, Brian? It's because of Brian, us being angry.
Yeah, that's it.
Afternoon, Stuart. 90 million euros max or two, which would be 70 out. Exactly. Do you think Phillips has been signed to feel home and going? No, it's one for the future.
Yeah, one thing I want to do, I started one question and it was just on the line of Canada. I'll just answer Ash.
Yeah.
My wife is born and bred from Toronto. We met in Israel. We got married in 2014 and she moved to England.
Yeah.
Spent 2.5 years here. And when her visa came up, I said, what do you want to do with your visa? Do you want to stay in England or do you want to move back to Toronto? And she said, I want to go home. And then I was working for Booking.com at the time. And then 2 days after we started discussing it, Booking.com announced they were opening an office in Toronto. And I was like, what more of a sign do you need? And believe me, Toronto is the best city. I love it. It's the best move I ever made. Toronto is incredible.
Yeah. Absolutely. Stuart is saying what's wrong with violence from the most cuddly bloke on the planet. Big up. 3 likes is a joke, boy. It's 3 likes. There's only 3 likes.
There can't be 3 likes. I'm just checking now.
There can't only be 3 likes
40.
on the stream.
40. Let's get that up.
Again, that's not acceptable. There's 127 of you guys in the chat. Please like the stream. It helps us push the algorithm. And yeah, that's fair play, man. Good afternoon, DJ Samuel.
Big up, DJ.
There is no way Chelsea are signing Gallagher. They have no midfielders left. PEH and Sanchez for a bit of extra dollars for centre backs, please. Good stuff indeed. Who do you else reckon we're going to sign? We've got Leicester at the weekend, so it's the Tottenham on Tour Wayne Holland derby. So
it's the Madison Harry Winks derby.
It is. It's the Madison Winks derby. It's the Daigle Holland derby. I'm going to call it the Holland derby. So yeah,
I'm going for a 1-1 draw with Harry Winks scoring and Madison scoring a free kick.
It's going to be funny.
That's what it's going to be. Now listen again. I just want to see what we saw on against West Ham, but hopefully a win. Very, very impressed with how we did that in the first game. Such a transition from what we're used to. And we'll see what happens. Listen, I think the Shakhtar Donetsk and the Barcelona games are the real test, where he's hopefully going to have a defender or two, and he'll have an idea of what he wants to start with at Brentford. These trips at the moment are team bonding, teams getting into shape, and getting ready for the curtain raiser away to Brentford.
Great stuff. I mean, hopefully they have been working on defence this week. Hopefully that is one thing they've worked on this week. They showed they can play football. Now let's learn how to defend a bit, but of course we're going to need some centre backs.
Exactly.
James is saying, I want Van der Ven and Kessié. I want to date Scarlett Johansson, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Kessié would be a good player for Tottenham, but I don't know if, well, because Kessié would only join a team in the Champions League, but then just get players out. But I think we need to. Tapsoba is my guy. I think if we don't sign him, he's the guy you sign first because he's the leader in your defence. He's quality. What do you think about that, Brian?
Yeah, do you know what? I keep seeing all this talk with Kessie. Yeah. I keep seeing it, and I understand it, I think, but I don't get it. I just don't. Again, James, love you to pieces, and anyone that wants that. But again, like I said before, I don't want to hear anything apart from defenders.
Yeah,
I don't really. You look at it, our midfield is overstocked already, and yes, there's some talent, and Benson Core still to come back. The attack looks sorted, unless obviously Kane goes, and we'll deal with that if and when that happens. The goalkeeper we sorted. Again, yes. There is a gaping hole in what needs to be addressed. So,
yeah,
I said to Ben, you'll know because I was saying it on shows with you all the time. I don't care about any players right now apart from defenders. I don't care if people come out. We need defenders. We could sign quality midfielders. We could sign a quality striker. Doesn't matter. We still got a shit defence. Has Ben frozen?
Yeah, we're back. We're back. Apparently, okay. We're back.
Okay, so unless we start, it doesn't matter who comes in. It's defenders we need, and defenders need to be sorted.
Yeah, let's wait. I don't understand. Maybe BT is having a bit of a problem over here, but hopefully we're back. If we're back, please spam Levy out. I still can't see Brian. He's like a cloud. He's a cloud on my screen.
I'm here.
But
I'm here, and it looks like I'm what I can see on YouTube on my phone just now, and I can see it's working fine.
Great stuff. So we will go through. We will go through. You look like something out of the Matrix. But if we are back, please spam Levy out in the chat. Proud to be a Geordie. So Mitrovic and Fulham saga is worth a watch. It's going to get spicy. It's going to get spicy indeed. Would you take Mitrovic at Tottenham?
Again, we're talking defenders. Yeah. Defenders. Does Mitrovic, if Kane stays, does Mitrovic come and stay behind Richarlison and Kane? No, he doesn't. So, is he a good striker? Hell yes, he is. Is he a priority if he becomes available? This has got Daniel Levy, an opportunity has arisen, written all over it. Where we don't need him. We don't need him. We need defenders.
Absolutely. Brian, I'm going to drop out quickly because I still can't see your face. So give me 2 seconds, my
brother.
No,
you're the lucky one then.
Yeah.
You're the lucky one. You should stay like that. I can see everyone saying Levy out, Levy out, Levy out. So it may be your end. So yeah, just quickly drop out. Let's see. Did you start any more questions I can go through whilst
no, I have not, but
no, you haven't. Okay, I'll start checking if there's any other questions coming in whilst he goes off and sees what happens. Let's have a look. Bobby K was in here. Big up, Bobby. I can see a lot of people in. Thank you to the 141 people that are still with us. Ben the Cough is coming back into his own show. Switch it over, Ben.
There we go. There we go. There, StreamYard had a bit of a problem. So we're back. We're back. We can see everyone. And everyone is spamming Levy out as they should be. That sounds great. Drama. We've got it's Bobby K. Big up, Bobby. Big up, big up, big up. Everyone's saying I'm fine. Everyone's saying I'm fine.
And I have to say, we've picked up 10 subscribers during this stream, so thank you. We're now 50 away from 6,000.
Subscribers only mode is working. It works.
It seems to.
Mitrovic's trouble. He is quality though, but again, that's back burner. If we sell Kane, I would sign Mitrovic. I think if he definitely wanted to fight, Mitrovic and Richarlison would be an amazing front two.
Yeah, that'd be a front two that would be like Dembele and Wanyama in midfield. The defenders would not be like, oh, here we go. Every time Tottenham running in, it'll be here we go. This is not going to be good. But listen, Mitrovic, you got to remember at Newcastle when he first came into England, he was useless. He was aggressive. He just wasn't the finished article. Went to Fulham in the Championship. He was unstoppable. He was fantastic last season, but obviously he got into trouble with Manchester United in the FA Cup and showed his temperament again.
Yeah.
If he's in the right frame of mind, he can be unplayable. He can be unplayable. But obviously, let's put it this way as well. Even if we did go into it, do you reckon we're going to compete with wages with the Saudi Arabian League? I don't think so.
Yeah. It's the money is crazy. It's the money is. If I'm offered that much money, you almost have to take it, don't you? It's extreme.
Henderson is going there, and they're quadrupling his wages.
Yeah,
that's what they can do. I was watching a show on it. I don't know what channel was doing it, or I don't know if it was a Spurs channel. Watching saying they simply can't spend enough money.
Yeah,
we thought the Abramoviches and whatever come in.
Yeah,
these guys are on another level. They simply can chuck money at it, and they won't even notice the difference. They have got unlimited resources, and they're just going to blow everyone out of the water.
Yeah, I mean, eventually they're going to hit the FIFA financial fair play rules, but it's when they hit. By the time they hit it, though, they're going to be so solid. It's madness. It's madness. DB saying the performance against West Ham shows centre back is an urgent problem. It's not really saying anything though.
There's a great comment underneath it. This is a great comment. This is a great comment from Jake, and people got to look at it when you say it. You look at people as well. When you look at people like Robbie Fowler, I'm not comparing them to these elite players. Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen, Stephen Gerrard, Liverpool do this very, very well. They are very, very good at when they have. Southampton did it. If you're good enough,
slowly, Brian. They bleed them in slowly. They don't just shove them straight in the team.
Correct. And do you know what? This is the thing. We've got to get back to looking at when these deals become available. Take them. Mm-hmm. Take him. I think he could be a very, very shrewd and down the road an incredible signing.
Yeah. We've got a couple of comments about things. Age doesn't matter if you get up. But the problem is, this is Rio Ferdinand, one of the greatest centre backs of all time.
But that's the thing. But this is the thing. These players are there.
Yeah,
these players are there. Listen, West Ham did it. We just talked about youngsters, and I didn't even mention bloody West Ham, who Jake said, Joe Cole, Michael Carrick, Jermaine Defoe. You could go on with them. Glenn Johnson.
Yeah,
you could keep going on with them.
Players. They had some great players. But we got a comment from E1 Sun saying, big up, gents. Thoughts on us playing Barcelona with this setup and defence. At the end of the day, it's pre-season. It's all about, when come Barca, we do need to see not conceding stupid goals. But if we played the team that played against West Ham, I'm worried. But it's all, we got to sign some defenders in. I don't know what you think. But again, it is pre-season. We've gone into pre-seasons, won every game convincingly with Darren Bent scoring goals for fun, and then suddenly 2 points from 8 games. So,
correct.
What are we looking at?
Correct. Listen, playing Barcelona is always a mouth-watering and eye-catching fixture because of our love for Tottenham. Obviously, Barcelona being who they are. It's not like when we played them in the Champions League where it's deadly serious and oh my God, Barcelona are a very, very elite team.
Yeah.
They're current champions. Like obviously, it'll be an exciting game to watch. Listen, if there's no defenders brought in, I worry because if you look at it, people were saying, "Oh, do you know what?" With some people were saying, "I think defensively we had a good shape against West Ham." Blah blah blah. And then they're like, well, we only limited them to 4 chances. It was like, yeah, we limited them to 4 chances. They had 23%. They had 23% possession, and they scored 3 times from that 4.
Yeah.
So yes, it wasn't like we gave them umpteen amount of chances and they just couldn't find the back of the net. They had just under 25% possession, had 4 attempts and scored from 3 of them.
Yeah,
that's not going to fly in the Premier League.
Absolutely, and it's just going to be—it's that usual horror movie. Imagine Dyer versus Lewandowski. Forget The Omen, forget The Exorcist, forget Chucky. That is a horror movie. Dyer versus Lewandowski. It's not going to fly. Nathan L1 is asking thoughts on the new UCL format starting from 24-25. We've got to get in it first, but I don't like it. I don't like that the top 5 teams. I still think the Champions League should be the top 3 plus the winner of the FA Cup. That would firstly bring the magic back into the FA Cup because people would actually want to win the FA Cup then. They would actually want to win it rather than just see it as a sideshow. I don't like 5 teams from the Premier League. It's silly now. There are too many teams, too many games. It's
just a way for UEFA to pay more money. That's simple. It's not about the football. It's not. We talk about players playing so many games and doing too much and travelling and blah blah blah. So they did get the Super League. It's like, right, well, how can we revamp this?
Yeah.
And make more money for us and shove it up the Super League's arse. Why do you have to keep changing the winning formula?
Yeah.
The race for top 4, listen, whether you like it or believe like you that it should be top 3 in FA Cup, and I'd love that idea, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's the top 4 teams in certain leagues. Obviously, some teams like Celtic only have a smaller amount, whatever. Why change it? Why change something that everyone says is the best and most prestigious European trophy or club trophy to win?
Yeah.
Why change it?
Absolutely. And James, big up James, is saying, I was amazed how we played in such a short period of time. What do you make of the way we played? It was Tottenham from the 90s. Score for fun, concede for fun. That's what I thought of it. I'm not going to say anything until the players have got full fitness and we've got defenders in. Because it's all well playing really great football, and we did play really exciting, really good football against West Ham. I don't want to be conceding 3 goals a game. I don't care. I don't want to be conceding. I want to see us start learning how to defend. And it's all about buying some centre-backs and a defensive midfielder in. I don't know what you think, Brian. It was nice to watch a game of football again, though.
Do you know, not only was it nice to watch a game of football, it's great to be able to come onto streams and talk about football. Not about how poor it was, not about the result. I can't remember the last time that we were able to do that. And like James said, after such a short bit of time of training with Ange, some of the players only coming back Wednesday and then flying to Australia 2 days later and then playing a game 2 days later. And then I've said it multiple times now, I think we had more attempts on goal in that game than we did the final 2 months of the season.
Yeah.
And when you've been starved of something you crave for 3 years, and then after 3 years of being in the wilderness and starving of it, you get shown a small crumb of what it could be, you're going to get what the Spurs fans did.
Yeah.
And fair play. I was delighted with the style of play. The style of play was incredible.
Yeah. So you can't knock that. The style of play instantly is just great. It's great, but it's just like we need defenders.
Just going to bring up a comment very very quick. Then we'll go for that. Then we'll bring up that. Say hello to Ian, who was first time that he's communicated. So big up to you, my friend. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the Tottenham on Tour family, and hope you enjoy the content we will be bringing out because there'll be a lot more now. Sorry, Ben, where were you?
But we all know what's happening on deadline day. Yeah, we all know.
Well, no, do you know what? I hope we don't know because for the last few years,
it's been boring.
Where we have been in the past known for trying to do it and we're panicking or pulling out blinders like Van der Vaart, the last few deadline days, especially last season with the windfall and the treasure chest, were just so uninspiring.
Yeah.
So I know what I'm saying. I'm just hoping we don't know what's happening in deadline day. I want us to see something different, or hopefully even better, have our business done and say, do you know what, we're done. Like centre backs in, and they go right. We've closed the shop. That's it. Unless an opportunity, I'll sit back and watch deadline day. So much more relaxed and go, let's see what everyone else does. But if we're still waiting,
knowing us, we're going to be outside the training ground again.
Yeah, there's a good chance.
Also, I don't watch horror movies, Jay Ashraf, so I'm just going to say whoever Clive Allen played against in the 80s was the best horror movie ever because he terrorised them.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer, Ben.
Yeah. UCL's, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. 24-25 season. If Kane goes, which 1 to 2 players do you realistically bring in? From Kate, I bring in Ivan Toney and play him in January. And I bring in a prayer book so we can pray.
So, mate, if Kane goes, Bremer and Tapsoba.
Yeah.
Or Bremer and another. Because when you go in for Kane, when you go in for Kane or get rid of Kane, it's going to take a little while to replace him. Yeah. Whether we go with Ferguson from Brighton and another player, or whether we go big, or whether we go whatever, and it ain't going to happen this summer. Yeah, Kane could go this summer, whether we go and splash out and get his replacement is another thing.
As long as we get defensive replacements and we can defend, I think we'll be fine this year. I think we'll be fine. But everybody, do.
It's Danny Kiriakou.
That's time you turned up, Danny.
He's alive. He's alive. It's all good.
He's 6 months late, but he's alive.
It's good. It's good. And you know what? I need to clear the air with something. With just a comment I started. Presley, brother, I think you commented on We Are Tottenham TV when I did this as well. The guys behind the scenes, not Ben and Sim, did something very, very clickbait, because they said in the title, I said we're 2 centre-backs away from being an elite team.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. What I did say is if we sold Kane and bought in 2 elite defenders, we could do something. So I didn't say we would be elite with 2 centre-backs. I said if Kane goes and we have 100, 120 million, we need to spend that on 2 elite defenders. So they were very clever. They pushed that. A few of the comments were like, Brian, what are you talking about? 2 defenders doesn't mean we're elite. No, it does not. But if we get the Kane money, we should buy 2 elite defenders rather than going out to find his replacement.
Big up, Kate. Everyone's... Ben and Brian, what do you think Levy will be discussing in the 34th round of talks for defenders in question? Gatanez, Umbrella, maybe some chicken soup. I do not know this, Brian.
I'll answer this question, but I have to say a big up to my brother Jason, who has currently just sent me a picture of him on the beach in Cyprus whilst watching Tottenham on tour. So big up, Jason, and your family, brother. We'll have to see each other very, very soon when you're back. I said, I put a tweet out going, I think we're creeping towards positively, verbally agreeing to communicate, to express interest that we may or may not bid under the way under the odds very, very soon. I think this is going to get wrapped up by Monday. Whether it's he's signed or someone signed or it's over and we'll go get another one. I'm still a very, very big fan of Tosin. I really, really wouldn't mind us going to get Tosin from Fulham. I really, really, really like him. I think we're the only ones that do have about 58 rounds of talks.
Yeah, absolutely. Phil P has a question saying, is buying Ivan Toney to replace Kane too big a gamble?
Bum. He's right. He is. Put it this way: if we had to go for someone, if he's not very high up on the list, I would be amazed.
Absolutely. DB, should we play Poro higher up the pitch? Absolutely.
100%. I don't even know why there's a discussion about it. And I don't mean that with everyone in here. I mean, he is, to me, if you're looking at things, we were talking about last season how we didn't rotate and how we didn't have the players to do it, blah, blah, blah. Poro and Kulu Son and Solomon, Kane and Richarlison. There is 6 right off the bat to compete with each other. Obviously, Kane is going to start all the time, but that is he could do a lot of damage going forward, and we saw that the last few games of the season. Porro, he can't defend. He can't. He maybe Ange can get him to become a better defender, like what Poch did with Walker and Rose and whatever and everything like that. But for me, Porro is a right winger. Ben, I think you've muted yourself.
Parker is saying no, the women need a training ground. It's totally necessary for the women to have a training ground, and they deserve it because they're starting doing really well. And I think Tottenham, I don't care what team they are, whether it's under 11s or the first team. If they are wearing a Tottenham crest, they need the best facilities to be able to win. So, and I'm just going to say this here: the whole green belt argument is a load of rubbish. It's just excuses and excuses to stop good development. And the training ground is providing a lot of jobs for that area. And this is not me supporting Levy at all, because as you know, I don't support Levy at all. But the women need a training ground, and they need the best facilities possible. So build that women's training ground for them.
Yes, they do.
Training ground for them. If they can win titles, that's more good for anything. Signing anyone to replace Kane is a gamble, absolutely. How are you feeling today? I'm still a bit bunged up from the cold, but we're getting there. Tony would invigorate. Ooh, our attack. So that's another one.
Yep.
So there's the one non-Spurs signing you're looking forward to seeing this summer. Ooh, that's an interesting one.
Well, this is the thing. I'm proud to be Geordie, top man. If it's right now as we stand, it's James Maddison.
Yeah.
You can't listen.
One non-Spurs signing.
Oh, what non? Sorry, my bad. I've got to learn to read. To read. That's what I've got to do. Oh, that's a good question. That is a very, very good question.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Do you know what? I think
I'd like to see it in Nkunku. I know that's last season, but he starts this year, so I'm going to say Nkunku.
I'm going to say so far I can never pronounce his name right, but the guy that Liverpool signed, I think Newcastle.
Yeah,
I think it's him. But Joe, like I said, and proud to be Geordie will know this. I've got a huge soft spot for Newcastle. I really, really do. So if they make any, and I'm sure they will make some more, I think there will be another signing they make, which could be potentially a big one. Oh no, and also the midfielder they've signed from AC Milan. What's his name? Oh, what's his name? Proud to be Geordie. You know who I'm talking about. The guy they signed from Milan. He could be a really big star. So we'll see.
Yeah. Maguire to Chelsea. Lol.
Mate, do you know what? If I saw the here we go for that, I would just piss my. I think that'd be the funniest thing I've seen recently.
But knowing us, Poch will turn him into an absolute monster. But I don't see that happening. I don't see that.
That's it, Tonali. Thank you, Dan. And Midori and everyone that's been doing it.
Marco Lazetic is another one. They're keeping a large section of woodland. Yeah, they're not. But here's the thing with planning. I do know a bit about planning. They're not just going to demolish all the green belt. They're going to use, if they've got the development. If the council don't allow them to do it, they won't allow them to do it. It's not like there's going to be backhanders and all that stuff. If they allow them to develop it, they allow them to develop it. But I've got to
bring this one up because I've seen it. I want to just bring this one up. The THFC Hoffman was saying, wonder what the verdict will be on Maddison if we are 10 games in, he hasn't created much. What I will say is, listen, we know the quality he has. Yeah. There's no denying the quality this man has. Again, we saw in the pre-season friendly against West Ham, Harry Kane kept dropping deep and kind of suffocating his space. Hopefully, they'll both adapt that he won't rely so much on dropping deep to create because he knows Maddison's there. But you have to look at players. Some players come in and do it straight away, like Berbatov and whatever. But then you look at other people like, and I hate to mention the two I'm about to mention, Thierry Henry and Dennis Bergkamp.
Yeah.
Didn't get off to the greatest starts. Look what they did. Gareth Bale didn't get off to the greatest start at Tottenham. Look what they did. we have you have people like Van der Vaart that obviously came in and set it alight immediately. Like immediately. Do I think Maddison will get his groove on in the first 10 games? I think he will. I think he will. We may not hit the heights that we're thinking, like, let's say 6 goals, 4 assists or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think within the first 10 games, he certainly would have contributed.
All the people saying there are bribes it's madness. You guys clearly don't understand what happens in the. I'm not going to speak about planning anymore because it's silly. If it gets through planning, it gets through planning. If they think it's good development, they think it's good development. That area needs development because if you don't know that area, it's not the greatest area in the world. That area where the training ground is. I've had the privilege of standing outside there with the man beside me quite a few times. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Getting Barnes in, but we're going to keep it on football. Let's keep it on football. Yeah. We're going for another 5 minutes, so get your football questions in. Wolves are afraid only themselves and possibly relegation if things keep going south. That especially selling Ruben Neves. We're getting Barnes soon, but gutted we're losing St. Maximan. Where's St. Maximan going?
I don't know, but this is Eddie Howe. Newcastle have been talking about this. Harvey Barnes coming in is going to be a good addition. I spoke with Wayne Holland a lot. I'm a big fan of Harvey Barnes. I really, really am. But if I had the choice, Maddison or Barnes, in my opinion, for what we needed, we got the right one in. Mm-hmm. Alan St. Maximin is a football maverick, and he on form, he is a nightmare. He is an absolute nightmare, but his end product isn't always there. But Newcastle, like Tottenham, love the entertainers, don't they? Yeah. And he is most certainly one of them. Don't know if he'll stay in the Premiership or whatever. Who knows? But apart from when he was playing against Tottenham, I used to love. He's one of the players who used to be really exciting to watch in the Premier League.
Yeah. He's definitely. I do miss his Louis Vuitton headband he wore when he was playing in front. He just looked like a footballer. I love that. The style, the flair. But it'll be a shame if he goes. It's crazy. It's crazy. THFC Hoff is saying, does Udogie give you Bale vibes? No, he doesn't. Udogie looks like a top player, though. He looks like a top player in the making. We've got to nurture this kid. Because one game and he immediately gets a header and scoring a corner is unbelievable for Tottenham. But if we bed this in really quickly, this guy's going to be absolutely superb.
I have to say with this guy. Do you know what I see where? Let me finish when I say this. I see where he's coming from. Only in the way that, all right, it was only against West Ham, but I haven't seen someone like the runs he was making in the second half.
Yeah,
I haven't seen a left back or someone on our left side of midfield run with such power.
Yeah,
such so direct.
Yeah,
and just literally just absolutely rampage down that left side.
Yeah,
not saying I can see where you're saying he gives it that kind of thing. That, do you know what? That is a huge thing saying. Do you know what? I'm not talking just about THFC Hoff, all Spurs fans. And I've been at fault for this. What we need to stop doing is after a couple of people have had a couple of good games, say, oh, they're like when Andros Townsend came in and they're like, oh, he's the next Bale.
Yeah.
It's like, don't say that. That they are huge shoes to fill. They are massive, and we tend to do this. Oh, it's the second coming of this one, or the second coming of that one. No. They big up Jay's brother. Speak to you soon.
Speak to you soon.
But yeah, I can see from what we saw the intent that he ran with, the direct, the power. I don't think I've seen someone at Spurs do it down the left-hand side since Bale. Not saying big up Spurs Ninja. I haven't seen a player do it for a long time.
Yeah, I definitely like the look of Udogie immediately. Again, I do like how much his strides, his massive strides. But on that, Brian, it is actually the end of our hour here on the Daily Dose. What's going to be happening soon on Tottenham on Tour? What's going to be happening soon?
I might do. Obviously, if anything happens this afternoon, like I said, we are getting back to doing regular content, but I'm not going to start reading out pre-recorded shows every single day when there's no news, just to talk about no news. Especially when loads of other channels go and speak about the little bits of news. You've all heard it 16, 17 times a day. If anything breaks, I'll do another pre-recorded. I think Johnny and I are going to do something. We are going to do anger management after the Leicester game, so that'll be coming out.
Anger management, right?
You know what I mean. So yeah, there'll be bits and pieces coming up, and like I said, the Spurs review with me and Ben will be coming back.
Yeah.
When I'm back in Toronto, we have big plans for. Obviously, we'll go into more details, but we're going to do 2 lives a week. One based in London on London time zone with Ben and either Ryan, Danny, Amir, whoever, and one Canadian time with me and Ireland on a different day. So there's going to be a lot more stuff coming out. So stay tuned.
Absolutely. And it's a quick plug for me because it is it is coffee company time in just under an hour. So please, if you can, please go over to the coffee company. We are 13 people away from 400 subscribers. And it would really appreciate, I would really appreciate if you got us over to the 400 mark. But 2 p.m, coffee company, we'll probably have a nice chat over there about some random. Thank you to all of you for joining. Thank you to the 2 wonderful people that super chatted in Andrew Gregory and, of course, Jimbo. Thank you all so much. Take it away, Brian. And as always...
Levy out.
Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your afternoon, and we will see you very soon indeed. Tottenham Tour.